Hello friends, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you will consider subscribing to my channel if you're enjoying the instruction that I'm giving you. So today we're going to be talking all about double stops. So anytime you are playing two notes at the same time, that is a double stop. If you're playing more than two notes, that is no longer a double stop and that is a chord. Today we are focusing only on double stops, so just two notes at the same time. Now, in the Suzuki repertoire, the very first time that we have a double stop is in the Gavotte in D major in Book 3, so the second to last piece in Book 3. So before attempting to play double stops, you should make sure that you have all of your basics down, good bow hold, posture, tone, intonation, you don't have any more tapes on your violin, shifting, and vibrato. So when playing double stops, it's very important that our right hand actually be more relaxed and soft and loose than it is when we're even playing single notes. I think the biggest mistake when it comes to double stops is pressing too hard and we kind of get a not so good sound. So we need to be very, very relaxed. The first step in learning how to play double stops is playing two open strings at the same time. So I'm going to start with E and A. My elbow is going to be balanced between the two strings. So this is E string level. This is A string level. I'm right in between. And my hair is firmly balanced on both strings at the same time. Now when I'm playing a double stop, I don't want to hear this. Like going back and forth. I want to hear two continuous sounds throughout the whole note. So I was playing both notes equally the whole time. Now let's try A and D. So I recommend trying all string combinations because your elbow is going to be in a different place. So as you can see, my elbow is now higher. And then for D and G, my elbow is even higher. This is also a really great opportunity to start learning how to tune your strings in double stops if you haven't already. I do have a whole video on tuning on my channel and I'll leave that linked down here below. But most professional violinists just tune their A to the tuner and then tune all of their other strings to the A string. Our strings are tuned in perfect fifth, so when they're really in tune, it should sound like one note being played. But anyway, got a little off track. So after you feel good about playing just open strings, now we're going to practice playing one note on the top string. So if I'm playing A and E together, I'm going to put fingers down on E string and I'm basically just going to play a scalar passage. You can do that on all string combinations. Start with playing on the top string because that is easier. After you feel good about that, you can do the same thing, but this time playing on the bottom string. So this is going to be harder because we don't want any part of our hand touching that top string. Otherwise, we're not going to get a clear open string sound. We're going to get something else, maybe even a squeak, that we definitely do not want to hear. So what I like to say is we have a tunnel right here. If you already have been playing vibrato, you know that we change from 3 points of contact to 2, so we shouldn't be even touching here, which is going to allow me to clear that top string and not hear any unwanted noises. So now I'll do the same thing on the bottom string. See, my open E was ringing out the whole time. That's what you want to aim for. all the way to fourth finger, because more than likely you're going to have to arrange your elbow, like pull it in a little bit more this way so that you don't hit that top string. So as you could tell, when I went for that fourth finger, my elbow came in a little bit more just so I could clear that top string. So those are all the preliminary steps for double stops. Now, as I mentioned, the first time that we see double stops in the Suzuki repertoire is the gavotte in D major. We have this kind of figure. And there we have the note on the bottom string. So it's important that we practice these preliminary exercises so we know how to make that tunnel and not touch that open E string. And the last piece of book 3, the beret, you do have some chords, which I'm going to make another video on chords, so definitely look out for that. And you do have some octaves as well. In book 4, in the sights, the third piece in book 4, you have a huge double stop section, much harder than anything that you've ever seen before. So before doing this, I highly recommend getting the book Melodious Double Stops by Josephine Trott. Actually, I don't even think you have to buy it. I'm pretty sure it's on IMSLP, and if it is, I will leave it linked down here below. The exercises are really, really short, and it's just a really good opportunity to practice double stops and fingering 2 notes, fingers on both strings. So highly recommend doing several of those before getting into that sight, otherwise it's going to be a big shock. As you get, more advanced, I do recommend practicing scales and double stops, starting out with octaves because they are the easiest to hear when they're out of tune, and then they're the easiest fingering wise because you're really just using 1 and 4. And then I would go to sixths, and then I would go to thirds. I do recommend Barbara Barber's scales for advanced violinists. She has all of those in there. And then once you get more advanced, I do use the Carl Flesch scale system for all of my scale double stops. So that is it for double stops. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.